What is up, you rock YouTube fans? It's your friendly trail host, Jaden. I'm coming at you from the top of Furtherburger. I took grunt and grind to get up here today. It's the way I usually come up here. I think it's the fastest. It's also the trickiest or most work. Your other options for getting up here would be going up the Davis Lake Main or Trent Main to wrong way and up around the back, or coming up what I would call more like coming up the front, sort of along Race Rocks. You could come up Lighthouse Way. All of those things are good options depending on where you're coming from in the network. I'm out here today making this film because Dougal asked me to. He said there'd been some work done on the trail, that it was running good. So here we are. I think I'm gonna break the video down into 3 parts because Furtherburger is kind of a 3-part trail. The first part is fun, a little pedally, and then there's a bit of an intermission in the middle where you drop onto what looks like an old road. Gives you a minute to catch your breath, collect your thoughts before going into the third section of Furtherburger, my favorite part of the trail, where you really get to open it up. It gets rooty, it gets slippery, it gets awesome, and it ends with a pedal out. When you just feel like you haven't had enough, you got to pedal out to the road. In my opinion, there's 2 types of people in the world. There's people that love the trail Furtherburger, and then there's people that have just never ridden it before. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's do this. It starts out a little bit pedally to get going through here. There is a Strava line that has sort of become the primary line on this upper section. Just looking for it here. Yeah, right here. It's actually been blocked off, so I guess it's not even a Strava line anymore. You come straight through here, you're back in the action. You start to get a bit of a descent. There's some rocky, mossy goodness. Yeah. Lots of fun. I'd say that the way to ride Furtherburger is to think about line choice. There are lots of little sneaky kind of inside corners you can take, routes that you can kind of pop off of, you know, land on the next sort of downhill slope. You know, that kind of helps you generate speed, because the name of the game on this trail really is just keeping that momentum up, keeping the bike moving. Maybe your style is to just let the suspension do the work and just plow through these things. That's okay too. It's rooty, it's slippery on wet days like this. Okay, so here we are on coming into the second main part of the trail, what I kind of call the intermission. You're just out on this old logging road. It gives you a second to kind of breathe, think about the upcoming section. It's still fun. I think the trail is worthy of being rerouted, maybe off to the side. Like, just as I'm riding down here and you look into the forest, you're like, oh man, that would make sense to only be like, you know, 10 meters one way and you'd be back. And kind of that true single track feeling trail. Maybe that's something UROC's already got in the works that we haven't been told about yet. Not too sure. UROC, if you're listening, maybe that's a cool idea. I think there's some logging coming up in this area, so maybe post-logging, that's an idea. So a little bit more old logging road, pretty cruisy. I guess if you were racing, you could pass somebody through here, which might be nice. And we're coming into the third and final section of Further Burger. Okay, friends, here we are coming into the third and final section of Further Burger, where the magic happens. This is the meat and potatoes of the trail. This is where we really start to have fun. As you can see, the moss is a glorious green color today. Everything is colorful and bright. It's been raining, so the trails are grippy and slippy all at the same time. Like I was saying before, this section of the trail is about line choice. It's about finding those spots where you can just pump, pop, fly over roots, and just let the bike open up. Let the suspension do the work. Woo. Oh boy, bad line choice. Don't do that. Okay, back on the trail. And that's really where KOMs are got on this trail. Not that I have one, but I think it's just that looking for spots where instead of sliding around, flying off the trail, it's that pumping and popping, trying to air as many of the rocks, roots, slippery parts of this trail that you can. Down here, it starts to level out a little bit. It's a bit of pedaling to do. Onto this rebuilt bridge. That thing's 10 times better than it once was. Through more roots. Up over this little thing here. Bit of pedaling. All right, and back down here. Oh boy. So I'm on and off the trail, mostly sliding around on the roots. I wouldn't recommend that. It's not really what I think you want to do on this trail, but come out here, choose your own adventure, have a good time. Nice. If you know things about the trail, who built it, where the name came from, any history about the trail, feel free to jump in on the comments and add your piece. Let's hear from the trail using community. Let's hear what you guys have to say about the trail, what you know, cool stories you've had, different experiences you've had. Yeah, let's get the conversation going about the trail Further Burger. It's a special trail. It's probably one of my top 5 favorites. It takes a little bit of extra work to get to. You know, it's always been sort of at the higher end of our trail network. So I hope you guys take the time, find that little bit of extra energy to climb up here, check it out. It is a black trail. Oh, that was a double handlebar strike on those trees. Oops. It is a black trail, but I would call it only a black trail. There's no drops, there's no jumps, there's nothing crazy. So if you're comfortable with trails like Thirsty Beaver, that's probably the best example I can use. It's not out of your league. It's probably rated black because of where it is in the network. I recommend you guys get out here and give it a shot. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, everyone.